Howdy folks, and now it is time for the Wily Castle of Mega Man 2, which has a very fantastic song, I must say. It's a lot of people's favorite Wily song, like Wily Castle theme, and it's not hard to see why. It's pretty fantastic. It's not my favorite, but it is fantastic. I do love it. So, you need to be managing your weapons from this point on. I've been saying this in every single Mega Man game I've played so far, but it bears repeating, especially for this castle, but we'll get into that later on in this video. The Metal Blade is fantastic for these enemies that kick out these weird squiggle things. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Right here, though, because this is a very good tip for people. This is the best place to farm for energy right here. Use the Metal Blade, and, yeah, wait until it kicks out 3 of those things, fire 1, and usually you should be able to get weapon energy pretty easily. But yeah, you gotta be smart with your weapons. If you're not, then you're gonna get stuck, and you're gonna have to get a game over. And something that really sucks in this game about when you get a game over, all of your energy tanks are no longer there. This makes a lot of the later parts feel pretty much impossible, and honestly, if that ever happens to me, I just turn the game off. But of course, you need to be taking opportunities to fill up all your weapons as you're using them. I'm gonna recommend right now because, well, like I said, we'll be seeing it in this video, but you do not want to use any Crash Bomber if you can avoid it. That's just what I recommend. Or at the very least, you want to be making sure it's full. It needs to be completely full. You can actually use the quick boomerang, as I said in the previous part, to kill that thing. But, whatever. At this point, you need to be bringing out item number 1, because you have to use it to get across. Item 2 won't do it. Actually, that might not be true. You might be able to do it with item 2, looking at this now. But item 1 is a very controlled one to use. I actually haven't described what item 1 does yet, but you just saw it. It basically creates a platform for you to jump on for a short period of time, and it lasts for a little bit, and it... excuse me. And you can kick out 3 of them on screen at once. The boss of this stage, yes, we're already at the boss, it's a quick level, is weak against the quick boomerang, so we're gonna go pink on this thing, whatever it might be. And holy fucking, Mega Dragon! I love this dragon, it looks so funny, I don't know, I love how cartoony these games are. Okay, so, you're above a bottomless pit. If you fall down, you die. Now, the dragon spits fireballs, which if they hit you and you're on the top block, you'll fall onto that second block in the back. It's weak against the quick boomerang, as you can tell. It kills it so fast. But you do not want to be standing on the top block, because if that dragon... if that dragon's head touches you, you instantly die. So, easy boss, but just do your best to keep from touching him. If you touch a dragon, you're gonna die. That's all you need to know. I hate killing these things with the Mega Buster. It's more than doable, as you saw. It's just, the air shooter kills them in one hit, so it's like, why wouldn't I just use that? You need item 2 for this point, so, yeah. And you don't want to jump for the first ladder you see. You want to wait until this ladder shows up and jump on that one. Now, I already have 4 energy tanks, so that was really just for show, but it's also an easier pathway, plus you get an extra life. And energy to refill item number 2, so that's pretty swell. Although we're not going to be needing item 2 a whole lot more. If you so desire, you can use the Crash Bomber to get that energy tank. I was so paranoid right there, because I got hit, and I was stunned, and I fell on spikes, and spikes are one-hit kill. And so yeah, I was like, ugh. And go, Mega Man! Use Razor Leaf! Use Razor Leaf! Use Razor Leaf! That's the Leaf Shield. That's the weapon that we got from Woodman. It is a shield-type weapon, but you can throw it forward, or actually in any direction, which I didn't learn until a couple months ago, actually. So that's a good thing to take note of. But it is a fantastic... I don't know if weapon's the right word, but it's a fantastic tool. Kind of like the Crash Bomber in that sense. Or the Flash Stopper, for that matter. If you're low on health, you can use item 1 or 2 to go and get that pellet. But, for now, we're going to take on the boss of Wily number 2. Which is a room. Oh noes! I don't know what this thing's actually weak against. It might be weak against the Metal Blade. I opt to use the Metal Blade because I can shoot it in any direction, and so it works really well for killing this boss, as you can see. You do want to watch out, because if those run into you, they do take off a shitload of your health. So, you know, that's something to take note of. They will hurt you really bad. Go figure. Otherwise, though, yeah, fairly easy boss. Huzzah. And so this takes us to Wily number 3. A very short level, but things get a little more tense. As the music implies. If you did what I did and used Metal Blade on the previous boss, then you're going to want to take time to refill it. And I don't mean use Crash Bomber to get to those. I mean right here. There are 2 big energy capsules. That's more than enough to refill Metal Blade, and then some. You don't really need to worry about item number 3, because there's nothing else from this point on that actually takes item number 3. We're not going to be using that anymore. Just a heads up. I think I forgot to mention it during Bubble Man stage, but unlike Mega Man 1, the water physics are now implemented into every Mega Man game from now on. Mega Man now jumps so much higher when he's underwater, and he falls slower. The reason people often forget to bring up the fact that he does fall slower like that. The reason I'm bringing it up is because you gotta remember that for this part. This is actually a lot more tense than you might think. And this part. And this part. You gotta remember that he starts falling when he's underwater a lot slower, and that can really screw you up. We're actually almost done with Wily number 3, though. It's a very short level. Really, really short. So, let's see what the boss of Wily 3 is. I doubt it's gonna be anything amazing, or something that's... What the... Guts Man? What is Dr. Wily's deal with Guts Man? Why does he love Guts Man so much? I'll never understand. Actually, I'm a little curious. I noticed this during editing. Does anyone know what it says on the back tank? Like, on the tank of the back of this Guts tank thing? It says LP and then 2 Japanese characters? Whatever. 2 Japanese words. I don't know what they say, and I'm kind of curious. And I'm too lazy to look it up. The Guts tank is weak against the quick boomerang. It takes him out very quick. Not really a whole lot to say about it, other than, holy Guts Man. Okay, so, take this opportunity to fully fill up Crash Bomber. Crash Bomber has to be full at this point. Okay, since I haven't used it, mine is full, so I'm putting the energy into other things. If you fill up the Crash Bomber using only one of the energy capsules, use the other one on item number 1. Because we will be needing item number 1. Crash Bomber energy, though, is top priority. It has to be at max. And this level's actually kind of dickish. There are invisible holes in the floor, as we're going to see here in just a bit, I'm sure. Yeah, right there. So, you gotta be careful. You can fall through the holes, and it can really make things take a long time. But this is where it's really a problem. You just know that somewhere up here is an invisible hole, which will drop you onto the spikes, which will kill you. You just know it. And so, yeah. It's not that hard to get past, though. Use item 2 or item 1. I recommend item 2. It's easier. There's another energy tank, but there are invisible holes there. To get that one, I find I actually have to use item number 1, jump on it, ride it up through the invisible hole, and then grab the energy tank. I still have, I think, all my energy tanks, actually. This part can be a little tense as well, so you want to bring out the Leaf Shield and go, Mega Man! Use Razor Leaf now! It's super effective. As long as you don't move the directional pad, the Leaf Shield will just stay around Mega Man. So that's a good thing to take note of. It's going to be especially helpful with, I believe, the next room that we go into. Oh, you also need a little, at least a little bit of item 2 energy. But anywho. Go Mega Man! Razor Leaf, now! See, that thing down there, those weird eyeball things, they're gonna, that one at the bottom's gonna get to you before that platform gets to where you can drop on it. And so, yeah, you're gonna wanna, you see how many things it's already killing. You're gonna wanna use the Leaf Shield to get past these things. It just makes it so much more simplistic. This is also another good tip, though. You can actually stand there to farm for weapon energy for Crash Bomber. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because of the boss of Wily 4 here. It's one of the worst designed bosses I've seen in a Mega Man game. I don't know what they were thinking. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You want to watch out for this room. In here, there are all kinds of these Sniper Pete. Or no, that's not it. It's Sniper Joe, I want to say. There are all kinds of these Sniper Joe guys here, especially when they do shit like this, too. You can't dodge the bullets it shoots. You're gonna take damage. There's nothing you can do about it. And so that's really frustrating. And they're also in the mechs occasionally. You know, it's just... Wily 4, honestly, I think is one of the less... like, not so well-designed stages. But anywho, we're at the real problem I have with Wily number 4. And before anything, I apologize if it's too flickery and you can't see anything. There's nothing I can do about that. It's insane how badly this boss battle flickers. But you need item 1 to get up to the platforms. Now, these things you cannot kill with the Mega Buster. No, you have to use the Crash Bomber. Yes, you have to use it. And every single shot counts. I mean every single one. If it was not full when you came in here, you're not gonna win. You may as well, if that's the case, you may as well just use what Crash Bomber energy you have to blow up all the walls, because you're gonna have to farm for energy. You're gonna have to die and go farm for energy anyway. But yeah, they can only be killed by the Crash Bomber. When you destroy the walls, however, though, the walls stay destroyed the next time you come in, so that's nice, but it doesn't change the fact that you should be able to do this with a Mega Buster. I'm not saying make it as easy to do, I'm just saying it should be doable. Oh, I guess I do use item 3. You don't really need item 3, but whatever. Alright, you have to use item 1 to get up to this one at the top, because you gotta plan out and watch and pay attention to when you need to be, what order you need to be destroying these things. Like, I have the turret on the left and the turret on the right that are left. And I definitely have to destroy those two. I think I only have 2 Crash Bombs left. In fact, I'm pretty sure I do. And I keep screwing up with item number 1. I was getting unnerved at this point because I really do hate this boss. This is my least favorite part of Mega Man 2. It's really badly designed. And because I kept screwing up with item number 1, I had to use an energy tank. 2 energy tanks for this battle, in fact. But whatever, I don't care. This is far and away the worst part of this game, so whatever. That's what they're here for. Anywho, with only 2 shots of the Crash Bomber, and a turret on the left and a turret on the right, obviously, I guess that's not true. I could use item 3, and get back up here, or item 1. But my point is, you gotta plan out when you're gonna destroy certain ones. And yeah, I really hate that boss. Luckily, we're done with it. It's one of the worst designed bosses in a Mega Man game that I've seen, but we're past the hard part. Stay tuned for part 4, the finale of Mega Man 2, folks. I'll see you then.